We're going to get into breath work today. So today I'm going to introduce a new breath technique, breath of fire, if you're familiar with it. In Sanskrit, it's called Kapalbhati. In Sanskrit, its literal translation means shining skull breath technique. And what this refers to is we're going to build up some CO2 in our bodies. And as the CO2 increases in our blood is going to funnel up into our skulls, and the yogis, as sensitive as they were to their physiology, they felt that transition of blood, that migration of blood into the skull, the opening of dormant capillaries inside the brain, and then they named the technique after those sensations. And so you want to look forward to that today. This technique is, I would say, the most technical of the breathing exercises, or the pranayama techniques. It involves a degree of coordination that you will develop over time, but what that means is at first it can feel very clunky, and it can feel like the technique is sort of somewhere else, that you're not experiencing it as it should be or as you expect it would feel like. And that's accurate, and it's because of this necessary coordination. And so I'm going to do the technique, and you're all just going to watch me for a second, and then I'll describe it and give you some opportunities to practice and stop, and we'll be in this little discussion for the first half of class, and then we'll just try to get through 2 or 3 rounds of the exercise. We're going to stay committed to this technique for the next 3 weeks or so. So if it doesn't click today, no worries. You'll have ample opportunity with the weeks that follow. Cool. So I'm going to move my computer, tilt it down. Alrighty. So it's a rhythmic breathing exercise, and it's fairly fast. So the inhales and the exhales follow a rhythm something like 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. And the emphasis is on the exhale. So you're really working the diaphragm and the abdomen, yanking it in to push the air out, which reflects the bandha work that we've been doing in the previous weeks. And so here it is. I'll do this for about a minute. Alrighty, so that's what we're going to get into. I sort of describe it as sprinting through your respiratory system. So it's a high intensity workout, and you're going to involve fast twitch muscles. And so you want to create that like pump or that pulse. Okay, so let's get into this. Comfortable seated position. Because in this technique you want, sort of an accessible range of motion in the abdomen, if it's hard for you to sit down, I want you to sit up a little bit more than you're used to and force the hips to tilt forward. And in that, your belly is going to become more fluid, and you can utilize it when working through this exercise. Awesome. Now lift the chest. Rest your wrists on your knees. You can also today place your palms down on your knees. And in this, you can sort of boost your torso up by using your arms as support. And again, this is going to create a little more space in the abdomen. Let's just take some deep breaths in, deep breaths out. We'll open with 2 or 3 minutes of standard meditation. So I just want you to fall into your space. Okay, eyes are closed. Posture is strong, breath is steady. And before we get into the exercises and the practice, I want you to consider the why. And the why is that life is mysterious. There is more to our experience than we know, than we are conscious of. By learning to focus our minds to look more deeply into our own realities, by energizing our bodies, by manipulating our breath in fairly dramatic ways, and by building sensitivity to our physiology, those mysteries become accessible to us. And so in the end, meditation is this love affair with existence. And that when we take the time every morning to wake up and work on this, it suggests and reminds us of how important existence is to us. And the consequence of becoming more intimate with existence is an increased sense of well-being, but that's just a consequence. And so for the next minute or so, as you relax your body, as you slow down your breath, I just want you to think of the phrase, intimacy for the sake of intimacy, connection for the sake of connection. This is between you and the world. So notice you have to provoke that intimacy. You have to generate it somehow. And the how is often mysterious. And so for that, we rely upon yoga and all forms of meditation. And so breathwork comes into the equation. We need to activate and energize our cellular body. We need to interact with our respiration to imbalance the chemistry in our blood so that our bodies wake up, leveraging that imbalance, leveraging that discomfort, leveraging that anxiety to peer deeper into the moment we have. And so pranayama, I restrain my breath to expand upon the levels of aliveness within my being. Okay, start to pay attention to the rhythms of your breathing. Inhale versus exhale. Notice that it's slow, but it's balanced. The inhale matches the exhale. And what I'd like you to do is, ever so subtly, start to empower the exhale. Just breathe out with a bit more strength and a bit more force. Notice as you exhale, the belly pulls in, and as you inhale, the belly inflates. Again, as you exhale, you are empowering and strengthening the exhale. Breath of fire is an expiratory exercise, meaning it focuses on the exhale. It's also a very fast and shallow breath. And so notice now that you're inhaling all the way, you're filling up your lungs completely or close to completion. And same with the exhale. When we get into breath of fire, I want you to consider that 90% of your lungs remain full at all times. And you're only inhaling and exhaling about 10% of your lung capacity, maybe even less. It's a very shallow breath. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to perform the technique. You just listen to the rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And when you're ready to join along, and intuitively try to figure it out. Again, it's a very shallow technique. You're going to breathe very quickly, and you're going to emphasize your exhale. Imagine blowing something out of your nose. Keep going. So now I'm going to coach you through it. The rhythm is exhale, inhale, a little hold. Exhale, inhale, a little hold. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just commit to that rhythm right now. Again, it's technical. There's an element of choreography. Just work past the discomfort or the awkwardness. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If you find that your lungs are being depleted, and that after 5 repetitions you need to take a big breath in to fill your lungs up again, that means you're not inhaling at all. So you need to inhale a little bit. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Now everyone, tilt your hips forward, lift your chest up more, and I'd like you to quicken the rhythm slightly. The speed might break apart the awkwardness and give you a sense of momentum. A little bit faster. Let's do this for 1 more minute. Relax the face, lift the chest. Stay committed to the rhythm. Everything else will fall into place. Five, increase the speed. 4, have fun with it. 3, increase the speed. 3, 2, lift the chest. Take a full inhale. Full inhale, hold your breath. Hold the breath, perfect posture. Relax your shoulders down, straighten your arms, bring fingers to your thumbs, and just feel the body tingling and buzzing. Picking up from Wednesday, think of the Om symbol. Think of existing in pure consciousness, above the mind and its preferences, in pure focus. And just feel, when you need to exhale, exhale and just breathe normally. Hold perfect stillness. Yogis and meditators hold themselves accountable to truth by consistently asking themselves a certain question. Do I perceive life's divinity? Can I sense it in this moment? Divinity expresses itself to us through bliss. Bliss is not happiness, but the willingness to embrace all things as meaningful, and in that mesmerizing, enchanting, and wondrous. So do I see life's divinity? Do you see life as divine right now? Do you see it as bliss, as wondrous, enchanting, and meaningful? If the answer is no, or sort of, but not really, it means that we are disconnected from presence, that the experience of the world is being clouded or distorted by the forces of our intellect and our thought process. And so as complicated as meditation can be, in the end it's very simple. Learn to feel the body without thinking, to reposition yourself into clarity, to reposition yourself into presence, so that you can see life as divine and work again towards intimacy for the sake of intimacy. Build upon this romance we have with our lives. So try to feel. If you're not breathing yet, exhale, start to breathe normally. Just feel the tingling sensations. And let's repeat that phrase, intimacy for the sake of intimacy. It should uplift us. And as you open your eyes, feel that shift in consciousness from Turiyam, from the top dash of the Om. We get pulled back into Jagrat, the lower swoop of the Om. And you can feel that. Awesome. So no time to waste. We're going to get into round two. This time, what we're going to do is wrist rests on knees. Again, you can place your palms down to lift your chest slightly. But everyone bring your chin to your collarbone and just observe your chest. And so what I want you to observe is that every time you exhale, you should see your chest swell up and lift. And if that's not happening, all you have to do is be more forceful with your exhale. If you blow your nose as if, again, you are blowing out, snot from your sinus cavity, that's going to force the diaphragm to contract with a lot of power. And all of that momentum up into the rib cage is going to make your chest pop. And so you just want to see that. And again, looking down is going to sort of provoke you and hold you accountable to if that or if that isn't happening. Cool, sweet. So let's do this. We're going to do this for 2 minutes. Again, wrists on knees, palms are down. Really work to lift your ribs away from your hips. Give your belly room to work. Chin to collarbone. Look down to your chest. Let's all take a big breath in. Hold your breath for a moment. Again, fast, rhythmic, and shallow. Start your technique now. So if the coordination isn't there, if you find yourself fumbling over the rhythm, slow down. 1, 2, pause. 1, 2, pause. 1, 2, pause. But if you find that slowing down is difficult, it becomes clunky, and you lose your momentum, then speed your breath up. Everyone work to empower the exhale, but remember to breathe in a little bit to keep your lungs full. Awesome, halfway there. Now everyone, tilt your hips forward and start to arc your heart forward while performing the technique. Feel your shoulder blades pull down the spine. Now keep your posture as it is, close your eyes and lift your head. And I just want you to focus on feeling the nose and the sinus cavity specifically. Feel the rush of air, the gale of your lungs. Alrighty, everyone, now quicken the pace as fast as you can. Have fun. If you stumble through it, if you lose your rhythm, that's okay. For 10, 9, as fast as you can, like sprinting up a hill. 8, 7, 6, 5, right? The body's waking up, obviously. 4, 3, 2, 1. Full breath in. Hold your breath. Rebuild your posture. Soften the face. Now just focus on the sensations in the skull, tingling and buzzing. And enjoy those sensations the way you would enjoy smelling a rose. Feel without thinking. When you need to breathe, hold your stillness, exhale, and breathe normally. If you're still holding your breath, breathe normally. And again, I'd like you to think of the Om symbol. And I just want you to feel, as much as you understand or don't understand what that symbol means, that you are in a unique zone of consciousness. And from this moment, there's a sense of clarity. That's it. And if you remember what the Om symbol looks like, if you can feel that sense of clarity, you are the top dash of the symbol. Above what is unreal, above illusion, above what is less significant. And in the same way that you were savoring the sensations in your skull, savor this experience of clarity. Last round, chin to collarbone. Look at your chest, and again, open the heart forward so you're arcing through the spine. Let's take a full breath in. Hold the breath for a moment. Round 3, breath of fire. Off you go. Fast and rhythmic. And so what I'd like you to do now is play with your intensity. Keep the speed going, whatever speed is comfortable. But soften the intensity of your breath. As you soften the intensity of your breath, you have to inhale less. And in that, you're pulling less oxygen in. Notice that. As you soften the intensity of the whole thing, you don't have to inhale as much, which means CO2 starts to gradually build in the bloodstream. Drag the shoulder blades down, arc the heart forward a little bit more. That helps you feel the abdomen. Close your eyes, lift your chin. Keep breathing gently, but quickly. Alrighty, now shifting gears. Start to increase the power of your exhale. Just the exhale. Start to make it snap and pop. It ends quickly. It starts quickly. Full speed, full intensity for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Full breath in, hold the breath. Focus on the skull. Relax the body. Focus so much that the rest of the body starts to dissolve. Very much like when we bring our thumbs to our foreheads at the end of practice. Become mesmerized with these sensations. A personal galaxy of tingling. A personal galaxy of experience. Alrighty, everyone breathe normally. Hold perfect stillness. Rebuild your mudras. Press your tongue in the back of your 2 front teeth. Appreciate stillness, posture, breath, and work to push back your thoughts by observing your moment openly and intensely. So listen, you're externalizing the mind now. Intimacy for the sake of intimacy, connection for the sake of connection. Just because things are ordinary and deeply familiar does not suppress their wonder and their magic. Become enchanted with the moment you have. Because of your position, your clarity, which you created through focus and these breath techniques, you should be able to provoke that enchantment and that wonder. Because theoretically and philosophically, you are positioned closer to truth, closer to presence, above the mind. And in that, things are seen accurately. Slow breaths. Now take a second and say something to the moment you have. A yogi sees the world as alive. Reality is God. And a yogi works to forge a personal relationship with that reality. Intimate and romantic and meaningful. Now bring your hands to heart center and fall back into silence. Another powerful symbol of this practice is a lotus blooming to sunlight, and that's your mind. Thumb knuckles to third eye center. Press your thumbs firmly into the skin of the forehead. Focus on that tingling sensation, nerve sensation, the flow of prana through what the yogis believe as nadis, energy channels. your nervous system. What it is matters less than what it provides, and what it provides is an opportunity to focus intensely. Let's take one more inhale, one more exhale. Release your wrists to your knees. Again, strong posture. Intimacy for the sake of intimacy, one last time. Notice your clarity, one last time. And as you open your eyes, repeat in your head, I'm no longer meditating, and just feel that shift. And like that, we're somewhere else. From the top dash of the Om, the meditative mind, or Turiyam, the fourth consciousness, back into Jagrat, back into waking consciousness. It's not on and off, there's a transition, but that's that.